far as the dog, I didn't have too much to comment on or do too much commentary. But as I no longer take the collar off at any time, I'm always so lonely for a conversation and have so little opportunity. I'm beginning to warm back up to the man because, I have to have somebody to talk to. But I was listening to the radio and I learned you can make a podcast or you can dictation into a microphone and produce a small chapter for a novelette, and that's a good outlet. You could listen to the radio and you could find out, or you could say things back to the radio. Sometimes it's almost like having a conversation. If you're very lonely, try to turn on an AM talk station. Maybe try to steer clear of the religion or the politics. Try to do the sports, and then during the commercials you would talk back to the radio as they were saying something to you. The man was in a happy voice. He was saying, you need to come in here and try to look at this new car. And I said to myself, I don't even know how to drive. What am I going to do with the car? But I had a chance for a brief little interaction there. It was kind of fun. But I was listening to the radio. They said that the Seahawks had brought back Colin Kaepernick. And as a dog, I lived through the whole thing. Everybody thinks because you're only alive, but you have to remember it's every dog year is 7 years. So if it might say I'm only 4, and my memories are only back to 2016. Well, I could remember Colin Kaepernick in 2016. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. It's a thing where, I have memories from the whole, because 4 years is 24 years, so I could go all the way back. I could go almost all the way back to the Warren Moon days. In my memories, I could almost go back as far as the Warren Moon days, in my dog days, in my dog year memories. In my dog year memories, that would be good. I could have, for myself, dog year memories of Warren Moon, and I have a reference for Colin Kaepernick. But I don't even really care about Colin Kaepernick so much because the thing is, I'm happy for Colin Kaepernick and I'm happy about the whole entire thing. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's interesting. It's a good story. It gives you something to say, hey, what's going on? I'll listen to this story. It's not the same old statistics that's on the sports, but it's kind of like a little bit what you would call, it's like a soap opera. You remember when Brett Favre, and I can remember Brett Favre, it made it very interesting when Brett Favre was going to leave the Packers. He's not going to leave the Packers. Then he goes off, he signs with the Jets. Then he stays with the Jets a year or two. Then he goes and finishes off a year or two with the Vikings. He has a couple nice seasons. A nice season with the Jets, a nice season with the Vikings. He showed with Brett Favre, the Brett Favre, whatever you would call it, the mystique. But I'm not so interested in social issue, as far as Colin Kaepernick and the social issue. I'm all happy for everybody. And it'd be better for everybody to have a better social issue situation. And I'm for betterment. So I just want to make that clear. But I'm not so concerned with the social aspect issue of a Colin Kaepernick. I'm more concerned, and this is the truth, I'm sorry, but the haircut. I'm hoping that I want to see what happens when you put a football helmet on that hair. And when you take the football helmet off, this is something I'm hoping I can see. I would be happy to experience that. But, Colin Kaepernick, from what I recall in my dog year memories, had a very nice season playing for a very crappy team, and it was a show-me season. He threw like 16 touchdowns and 3 or 4 interceptions over an 8 or 9 or 10 game. It was a very nice little season he put together. Colin Kaepernick definitely should have got work after that season. And the fact that he didn't, now 6-7 years later, I want to see, does this guy still have, it's like, could you be put in a cryogenically frozen time capsule for 6 or 7 years and reemerge and pick right up where you go, Colin's like if he was healthy, he'd be like a 25, 26 touchdowns and, 6-7 interceptions and you could go to the playoffs right out of the chute. That would be amazing. But that's not, it's the football, but it's not even really so much the football or the social justice. It's a little bit the hairdo, but it's more just the story, because everybody's talking now. They're saying, hey, should have Colin Kaepernick could come back, heck, and then how come you can't have a Tim Tebow? They're saying. All the people are going, hey, you got a Colin Kaepernick, you can't have it, no Tim Tebow over here. That's what they're yelling. They're getting big crowds of fighters trying to get on the protest the situation. And they're not so much against Colin Kaepernick that they're saying, hey, how come a Tim Tebow? But whatever, it's okay. It makes it interesting. If some more Fox News is going to get on and be all bitchy over Colin Kaepernick, and if I flip on a Fox News, it's going to be pretty good. MSNBCs are going to be bleeding all over. So there's more conversation. There's more conversation throughout the, maybe I could tap in a little bit to the conversation. People are very up in arms. People are very excited, because it's Colin Kaepernick. He's coming back, and it could be exciting, but until he comes back, we have a lot of verbalization, and a lot of conversation, a lot of excitement over the whole issue. And this is what I'm happy about. Not so much the football. I'm happy for the football. Not so much of the social justice. I'm not, I'm hoping for social justice, but I'm not against social justice. But this is not a big thing where I'm looking forward, to see how the social justice issue angle plays out. I'm more of like the gossip. I'm more like the soap opera leading up to what actually happens. The predictions and the whining and the crying and the sports pundits and the political pundits and all the herky-jerky foolishness that's going to go on. It's going to be magnificent for a would-be conversationalist like myself. So I'm loving the Colin Kaepernick thing. I'm loving it. It's long overdue. And I loved the Brett Favre thing. And guess what? I'm looking forward to the Aaron Rodgers thing. Hey, you want to know something that's funny, though? Tom Brady came back. He overshadowed everything. The only thing that could overshadow Tom Brady coming back is Colin Kaepernick coming back, and that's hilarious.